Front wheel vehicles sometimes have a unique way of adjusting the alignment angles. And to diagnose this problem, you have to understand how it all works. And here's a front view of a front wheel drive vehicle. The red is the body, which is fixed, and the cradle, which holds the engine and lower control arms, is what we're focusing on. In this diagram, you can see the SAI, that is the angle of the McPherson struts to the true vertical on each side. It's supposed to be even. And the cradle is in black, and it's bolted to the body. And sometimes there's a little movement that a technician can use to correct a problem. And that is loosening the bolts and shifting the cradle. And if we decide to do that, we should know, first of all, how to diagnose it, and second of all, what's going to happen when we do. So you can see the lower control arm, the cradle, and the SAI in this picture. In this illustration, we see an obvious problem: too much camber on the left and not enough on the right. They're fairly equal to illustrate the points. The cradle, which is bolted, you can see the green bolts going in, has to be shifted. And if we look at this, it'll be shifted to the left. And if we shift it to the left, that lower control arm will push the left wheel out and bring its camber in line. You have to use your imagination and look at this. If we're shifting that cradle to the left, it is connected to both lower control arms, and it's going to pull the right side lower in and correct its camber also. So as we correct the left, we're going to correct the right. Now this has to work with the SAI. In this incident, we have probably got a exaggerated situation, but it is reasonably common enough to know how to correct this problem. It could be 1 degree out on the left and right in camber, and the SAI showing the difference also. So as we shift it to the left, we're going to change the SAI on the left and right. Remember, you have to use your imagination. As we move that control arm to the left, it's going to change both. And it is going to change the SAI. On the right side, it's going to reduce it and change that angle to a sharper angle. And on the left side, it's going to increase the SAI and make it more of an angle so that it will come within specifications. There's nothing wrong with this vehicle other than the cradle being out of adjustment. So as you see, this will end up in with specifications that are 0 camber and 15 SAI. The measured results tell the tale. They're the information you need to diagnose this properly. The camber's out, positive on one side, negative on the other, and so is the SAI. And again, you have to use your imagination. Look at this, look at these results, and make a choice. And the choice here was to move the cradle, knowing that would bring everything in line. Here's a different situation. We have a vehicle that's had hit a speed bump or whatever and has got some damage on the front. And when we look at our readings, the SAI and the camber are correct on the right hand side, but not on the left hand side. And the shifting the cradle, you would end up with poor camber on both sides. So if we look at those readings, we can diagnose a problem before we attempt the repair. And the only thing that's going to fix this vehicle is to change the part that's bent. As the bent left lower control arm brought the it would bring the bottom of the wheel in, lessening the SAI. So the SAI would be out, and also the camber. The right side looks okay, and therefore when we get a reading like this on the alignment results, we know we got a bigger problem than just a cradle shift or toe adjustment. This is just a brief introduction into these kinds of issues that you would find in, when you're performing alignments, and you want to make sense of them, but experience is where you will find the most gain in diagnosing the conditions. So hope you enjoyed this. It's very brief, but I hope it helps you understand the cradle adjustments as it relates to SAI and camber.